Good morning, shiny happy people. We are still on the circuit for this big map, as you can see. I think I started the video off with that this morning. It's actually much chillier down here in mid-Sweden than it was up the north, and certainly in Norway. We had some kind of almost 31 degree temperatures, and now we are at the moment at 10:30 AM. It is 9 degrees, single figures. We are heading for the mountain pass today, where I think we're going to spend a few days, see if we can find the Arctic foxes. So let's have some breakfast and hit the road. Right, well, we've stopped at a waterfall. A little bit of a walk, only 300 metres, but that's what it's called. Fiskenfallet. So we are heading for the Plataeu, but there's always a few things to see along the way. It's been quite wet underfoot. We've had a few days of rain, and yeah, it's definitely boot weather and kind of coat weather as well, really. Right, let's go find this waterfall. The wife spotted some reindeer prints for sure. Well, I can see it, just got to work out how to get to it. I'll keep walking. It's got to be there somewhere. I mean, it said it was 300 metres from the car park, where I think I've already done about 3,000 metres. I'm hoping somewhere along the line here I'll get a much better view of it. Very boggy. I found a track, but it can't be down there. That is way too steep. You can't tell from the angle of this. Yeah. It's about 70 degrees straight down, so it's not down there. I mean, it could be down there, but I'm not going down there. Yeah, we definitely took a wrong turn somewhere, because I don't think we should be viewing the waterfall from the top, and it doesn't actually get that close to it. So in an area, in an area where we've got very little or no reception, it's making it very difficult to work out routes, because obviously people just make their own routes as well. I mean, you can hear it and you can see it, but we certainly haven't got to it. So I think we need to head back down and work our way across. Never got to find the waterfall. Well, we did find the waterfall. It turns out that we were chatting to a couple, and that track that led down that steep slope, that was the route to it, and I just wasn't gonna risk it. So we've headed off to the next point, which is a place called Fatmomakke. I'll put it here. Don't know how to pronounce it. It's hold on. It's a Sami church town, dating back to the 1700s, and it's in a location kind of across the water from the car park, but you can see where across the bridge is a bit drizzly, but very atmospheric. Right, old church, some houses, some buildings. Let's go and have a look.
Take your time, fall in line someday. It's hard to win, hard to pin one day. I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes. Take a stand, move your hand someday. Disguise one day. I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes. In your
These old places are amazing. Now, I'm always trying to keep my voice down a bit because a lot of these are still privately owned. So I imagine that the Sami people come and stay here from time to time. I mean, it's an old church. It's an old Sami Church Village. And some of these look quite well maintained. Some of them are open to the public, but I imagine some of the Sami people still come and stay once in a while. It's like one giant community. It's very nice and old. Obviously some of these are a lot older than others. Some of them look fairly recently built. Obviously traditional styles though. There's more here than I thought there was. Every time you go around a bend, around a corner, through a bit of woodland, you see some more. Can you imagine how many hours were put into building these? And the kind of community that lived here back in the 1800s, and the variety of styles and types. I wonder how many it started with, and whether they were all these round kind of styles like that there. Even though it's raining, it brings a certain atmosphere to this place. Makes it very quiet and truly unique. In the northwest of Sweden, 876 metres above sea level, you will find the road only open during the summer months due to the amount of snow it receives in the winter. This is Lapland, Sami country. Right, well, I'm heading off. Well, there was a bridge over here, but it is no more. So I need to find another way round. Bugger. Right, where we are on this plateau now. Well, we've already seen some more reindeer. Hopefully I can find some more that are more tucked away, out the way. Let me just try and cross this river first. You can see in the middle there, that's where the bridge used to be. And now I've just got to try and find a dry way across the riverbed here. Right, well, I think this is the best place I can find so far to cross over. I just need to find an easier spot across here. Right. Any better chance along here? I'm not convinced. There are so many spots that are 2/3 covered with boulders that are dry, and it's just the last 6 foot that it's almost knee height in some parts. But when I'm about a mile up this river and still nowhere dry enough to cross. I mean, it looks fairly straightforward. We're trying to find some dry stones that aren't as greasy as hell. I guess I'll just keep walking upstream. I mean, to be fair, I'm walking up the riverbed, but I mean, how cool is all this? Let me zoom in a bit for you. Right, where we are still struggling to find a place to cross. As you can see, all these vibrantly green coloured boulders. I'm now walking up. You can see a couple of potentials, but from this angle they always look completely different. So when I get to them, it always seems to be not in line. But that might just be doable. That stone, that stone, that stone, and then across. That third one might just be a bit too far away. Or there's 2 dry boulders there. I'm going to have to try one of them. You see, when you get to it, between that one and that one is best part of 6 foot. And I don't think I could leap it without falling in that, which is probably King Ganguly depth. Well, it's gorgeous, whether I'll make it across or not. Well, that's been a bit of a slog. Let's give you a quick 360 view. Yes, the river. I'm walking up. Well, we've got quite a good vantage point from here, so I'm going to sit on this lovely spongy covered rock and sit with my binoculars for a bit, see what I can see. Now the mountains in the west with the snow on, which is those there, they are in Norway, because this plateau in Sweden, it borders Norway. So unfortunately there's not a little road that we can pop in and out of, because we want to go back to Waterfall National Park and try and find the musk oxen. But hey, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Right, I'll be back in a bit. Right, well, I sat for about 40 minutes, 35-40 minutes, and it's quite a good vantage point from there. Didn't see any reindeer or Arctic foxes. Arctic foxes are going to be a difficult one to see, because even when they're stationary, they look just like these black and brown white rocks, because this time of year they're pretty much molted, I think. They're mainly in their kind of winter brown colours. But it was a beautiful walk. I mean, a couple of miles up the stream to the next waterfall, and that was about it. I couldn't find anywhere to cross, but you know, at the end of the world, it's the idea was to get out and about, try and find some wildlife, and I didn't, but that's okay. Being out for me today is that I am in the middle between Sweden and Norway, up in a mountain pass that's 3,500 feet thereabouts, surrounded by nature, and I've not actually seen one other person yet. So result, it's getting on to tea time now anyway, and yeah, getting very hungry. So I think I'm going to wrap the video up here, and hopefully in the next one you'll see some video and some photos of some Arctic hare or Arctic fox or mountain hare or reindeer. If you've liked the video today, then just favour and give it a thumbs up, and if you don't subscribe and you'd like to, that would be great. So until next time, thanks for watching, bye for now.